Hello there guys, so last video for this morning before the heat sets in and I hide from it. So this is a new prayer bead or pagan bead for the store. This one is not a request. Out of all of them, we finally got one that I felt I needed to do. I have a feeling who it might be for instead of something else, but I won't say anything and let them feel how they feel about it. This is Celtic Temple. It's also based on the idea of the Ring of Protection. Came is given as the invisible circle in a Celtic mythos idea. It's kind of more of a modern practice, I believe, though, of drawing a circle of energy around oneself. So for the purpose of this, we're going to address it as a Celtic temple, a Celtic protection circle, set of prayer beads, and it embodies the energies from which I visualise what a Celtic temple would look like. Now, what would I envision a Celtic temple would look like? I imagine it would be a sacred grove rather than a temple. I don't visualise it as being a building so much as a natural space. A place of trees, a place of worship, a place of safety within the natural energies of the earth. A grove. But this is in a spiritual basis, more so than in a natural basis. This is taking it to an astral level. I think prayer beads in particular are very much about the meditative side of things, which is a much more, I feel it's probably a much more modern practice, the idea of what modern meditation is, and the idea of reaching the higher self and reaching astral and sort of creating thought temples, if you like, thought spaces, thought sacred places, particularly when one has difficulty in access to a physical natural space. It can be quite difficult in the modern world to find peace and quiet in a natural space. So, Celtic Temple is about the combination of energies within life, death and rebirth. It's a sacred place, a place of divinity, a place of accessing divine messages, a place of safety when all the world is harmful, a place of solitude when the voices all around oneself are harsh, a place of love when all you can hear is hate, a place of gentleness when the world is cruel. It's not necessarily a place for self-pity or anything like that. It is in fact sanctuary to pause and reflect and breathe. Sometimes we need that moment, we need that protection. And this is very much about the invisible circle of protection. It's not about retreat, but instead about respite, about taking a breath, about bandaging one's wounds when one is under attack, in order that one may continue the fight to who you want to be, the fight towards your truth, the fight towards who you are and refusing to compromise who you are and refusing to justify who you are, but belief that your gods will guide you home, belief that in the sanctuary your gods will talk to you and listen to you and hold you up in whatever form that might take. A breath in the struggle, a calming hand on the shoulder, encouragement, belief, the realignment with belief. Sometimes when the world is harsh and cold and cruel, our beliefs can shudder and shake, and this allows a space to reconnect to divinity, to try and understand the hardship, try and understand the transformation. Yeah, this is pretty personal and pretty raw, as well as, I guess, is probably apparent. There are 3 types of crystal. There is jet, rainbow moonstone, and labradorite. The jet is sparse and sparing and kind of provides the balance to the other 2. Jet is the earth crystal. It's quite fiery, it has a fire-earth energy, it brings energy up through the root chakra, it gives a determination. It also grounds, it's a grounding determination. It brings back one to the place where one is ready to continue the fight, where one is connected to the earth and can ground away all the problems, all the negativity, but also refires the will, refires the soul, refires the purpose. Rainbow moonstone is the connection to the moon. Now, frequently given as the divine feminine, I think it's fair to say that in the Celtic pantheon there are plenty of moon gods too, and I don't really want to ascribe a particular gender to the rainbow moonstone here. I think it is a connection to deity. Rainbow moonstone is my particular favourite with the light blue flash through. I think it for me connects me far more to the realm of the astral, the realm of the moon, the realm of the emotion, than any other particular moonstone other than midnight moonstone, but I think of that as being a new moon energy rather than a full moon energy. And I like the idea of the full moon energy being here because of the sense of completion and creation of a circle of protection around oneself, creation of a temple around oneself, so that kind of manifestation energy, that full moon can also represent that full circle, and drawing down the moon into oneself, drawing down the energies, drawing down purpose and soul, hearing the voices of the god or goddess in order to better connect to that divinity that we talk to remember that you are loved, to remember that you are not alone, to connect to divinity through ritual, I guess. I think moonstone for me does feel very ritualistic in its nature of magic. It very much represents to me that awe of looking up at the moon, of something astral, something other, something gentle but healing but strong at the same time. It also helps to clear the emotional body, helping to ease emotional trauma. It's very good for psychic protection as well, of course, which backs up the energy of this particular prayer bead. I think I might be keeping a set for these for myself. Inner peace, inner harmony, emotional balance, strength, purification and transformation of negativity, and psychic protection. It's a much more powerful energy than most other varieties of a moonstone. It can facilitate the alignment and activation of all chakras whilst helping one maintain a clear sense of groundedness and centeredness. These gems are powerful healers of the emotional body. Anyone who carries old wounds or grief. A stone of light and of kindling the inner light of the heart. So that kind of really, that's from the Book of Stones, by the way, and that really does align to what we want here for this particular energy. And then labradorite crystals, my favourite crystal of them all, is the Temple of Stars, is what it's known as. I'm going to get the meanings up as well because God knows that my brain isn't fully where it's supposed to be. It's a crystal of the wind and the magic and the protection, awakening those who carry it to their innate magical powers or gifts, as well as mental intuitive abilities, not limited to, but can include clairvoyance, telepathy, astral travel, prophecy, psychic readings, access to Akashic records, past life recall, communication with higher guides and spirits, and coincidental control, to the synchronicities of life and understanding them. So it really does help us to connect to the higher deity that we talked about in order to realign oneself with one's purpose when one is feeling battered and bruised, to remember that one is loved, to see prophetically, to see that the future, to see where this transformation is going in order to reach out and hold a part of hope, basically. As well as to be working on yourself during that process, to understand the process of transformation is a bitch. Excuse my French. Helps one to embark on a multitude of voyages of self-discovery. It's said that the tyrant wants power over others and the true magician desires only power over oneself. One disconnects from any tendencies to attempt to control others whilst one bonds deeply with the knowledge of self-mastery of being the true path to fulfillment. Is a wind element stone used for magic and divination. It allows the inner eye to more clearly envision the past, future, and distant places. It holds a rainbow of brilliant hues which only show when the stone is held in light. The effect mirrors this energy of this ally, which enables one to move through the unseen realms while purifying one's energies. Stone of strength and unity behind apparent duality. I like that as well. It has that strengthening energy. I think I might be holding on to labradorite today. Can act as an ally for those who desire to enter the void to gain information and protection, as well as knowledge from the unseen aspect of life. Can create a force field throughout the aura, protecting and strengthening the energies within and prevent others from tapping into your personal energy and draining you. So yeah, so all three of them work within this element of creating your own Celtic spiritual temple, creating your own circle, creating something astral in order to help you through the difficult and dark times. And there are 3 crystals for life, death and rebirth, which I think 3 is perhaps the most important number to me, and within the Celtic pantheon, mythology, it's the one that most frequently comes up in terms of magic, in terms of life, death and rebirth, the natural cycles of life through which transformation can flow, and the difficulties of transformation can hurt. And sometimes we need that temple, we need that space, we need that divinity to remind us that we're going to be okay. So that is it for this particular set of prayer beads. I'm probably going to keep this particular one, but I am going to make them available on store. Many blessings.